All right, if you've come across this video, there's a good chance in 2025 you want to drop 20 to 40 pounds and get absolutely shredded so you finally feel awesome on the beach on your holidays instead of wanting to hide away in your shirt. In this video, I'm going to give you 20 minutes of completely free coaching and break down step by step how to do that using the exact methods that have got loads of my clients that exact result. Let's get into it. First, in case you're wondering who exactly I am, if you're wondering why you should take advice from some dude you might have just come across on the internet for the first time, my name's Kev. I've been an online body transformation coach for over 4 years now. In that time, in my team, we've got over 100 success stories. I mainly coach career-focused men and women, corporate executives, business owners, and the typical goal that we see is an average of 30 pounds lost, 20 to 40 pounds in as little as 16 weeks. And we make that focused around your career. So that is without adding more workload and without destroying your lifestyle. If that sounds like it would be your thing, you're going to want to stay tuned because I'm going to break down exactly how I've helped so many people achieve this. I also have a bachelor's in sport and exercise nutrition. I have competed in bodybuilding. I've coached pro bodybuilders. I've helped people lose their first 10 kilos. I've walked the walk myself. I've done it all. I did that through a demanding career in finance and building this business to where it is today, where I'm helping dozens and dozens of clients reach their fitness goals. Let's get right into how you can do the same. So firstly, let's start with training. If I was to be shooting for a beach body in 2025, if I'd been in the gym for a little while now, treading water, not with a properly structured plan, this is exactly what I would do. Main struggles that people have in the gym is, number one, they don't know exactly what they need to be doing. They think that their training's on point because maybe they got some okayish results to begin with, but they can't really break through those plateaus, and they certainly can't do that without spending hours and hours in the gym. They typically also can't stay very consistent with their workout routine. You might miss your back day or leg day. So what we did was we solved the consistency problem. We created something that I call the flexible training splits. And these are basically an array of training splits that have some contingency plans built in. If your career is stopping you from staying consistent with the gym, super simple. If we take this pull day on Tuesday, if you're like, damn, can't make it to the gym that day, you push it to Wednesday because there's still a good few days to recover for that next pull session, you're totally sound. So you have the ability to shuffle some of those training sessions in the week, and the training plan still all makes sense. There are a few other ways that we do this within our other splits, but the main things that you're going to want to know is that if you are only able to train 2 to 3 times per week, you are going to be running a full body split. If you're training 3 to 4 days per week, you're going to run an upper lower split. And the other option for that, if you want a little bit more exercise variety in there, or you're maybe transitioning from something like a bro split, then you're going to run this version of push-pull legs using this rotating technique so that after 3 weeks, your split lines back up again. Again, this makes things super flexible and simple for our clients to stay consistent with. And it also allows them to focus on the one thing that everyone gets wrong, nutrition. By training fewer days of the week, only 4 days at max, you are, number one, going to have more rest days that you can focus around meal prep and making sure that you can stay consistent with your meals and nutrition. And secondly, you're actually going to make even better results than ever. This is a pattern that all my clients find coming to work with me, even if they've been training 6-7 days a week prior. Usually when they drop things down to basics using the exact strategy that I'm going to break down in the next slide, they typically find that they recover way more efficiently. They feel less beat up. They actually progress way faster in the gym. So they actually get physique results quicker as well. Not only that, but because of this minimized workload and the structure I'm going to share in the next slide, this also means that they're actually spending less time in the gym. So you're getting faster results, spending less time in the gym. So it's faster results, if that makes sense. Here is exactly how I would go about structuring your workouts. So when you've penciled in exactly which split is going to be the best for you, you're going to pick 4 to 6 exercises for that session. This basically guarantees that you will be in the gym for typically 30 to 45 minutes, maybe at a push 60 for some really long sessions, or if you wanted to squeeze in some cardio on top of that. Another reason why these splits work really well is because if you're only in the gym 3 to 4 days a week, you can use some of those rest days for cardio, or because of the session structure, you can sprinkle in a little bit of cardio after those sessions. So once again, the workload just works very nicely. Everything is super time efficient. So 4 to 6 exercises per session. You could have anywhere between 1 to 3 compound movements, and then typically along with that, 1 to 3 isolation movements. So an upper session, you might have something for chest, some 1 or 2 compounds for back, and then for some of those smaller muscle groups, 1 to 3 isolations to bring it together. Legs, you might have a couple of isolations, maybe 1, maybe even 2 compounds depending on what your focus points are. The point being, there's typically only really need for 4 to 6 exercises per session. The reason for this being that within the Pinnacle training system, we focus on the exercises proven by science, underpinned by physiology and mechanics, that are actually the ones that are going to give you the most bang for buck and actually build the physique that you're looking for. So we incorporate ideas around physiology from a stability perspective, so you can maximize motor unit recruitment. This is going to mean that you can train more intensely and actually get more muscle activation from those exercises. We think about the mechanics and the leverage of those exercises, at what point in the range of motion their resistance profile is going to overload, therefore which muscles it's actually going to target the most and which are going to experience the most stimulus from that. So if we actually take this very nuanced approach to picking exercises, we only need a few exercises in each session with a little bit of workload included with them to make that session very, very effective. Along with that is an exercise order that is going to prioritize those muscles that you really want to get a lot of bang for buck from that session, and also alleviate fatigue, so that from our training split, our session structure, we are basically creating this environment that is very conducive to great recovery and progression within our physique. This is what allows my clients to actually build a little bit of muscle whilst dropping body fat. They create this awesome recomp effect where they actually get leaner and more muscular because the training is so recoverable that they, even in a caloric deficit, can drop that body fat and their training will actually build them a little bit of muscle alongside. So no redundancy. We want these exercises to have different benefits, so different resistance profiles, different paths. Depending on the split that you're using, you can always target different variations of those exercises through the week. You don't need to do a wide grip pull down and a narrow grip pull down in the same session, even though those are now different variations. Definitely don't have a wide grip pull down and a wide grip pull up in the same session. That's just redundant. That's how people waste time in the gym. But if you're doing a full body session, then you might want full body A to have a wide grip. You might want full body B to have a narrow grip. So the beauty of these splits is no matter how you jig them, with the right session structure and exercise selection, you can make them work. So your schedule and split can be completely tailored to whatever is going to be the most convenient for you, because with the right structure, any of them should work. That's why the Pinnacle program is so effective. 1 to 2 sets per exercise. Once again, these exercises are all going to offer us a different benefit. So there's no point in going to town. It's going to make it way harder to progress on those exercises if we're doing 3, 4, 5 sets. We can use some intensifiers with isolations, both to cut time by accumulating more effective reps in a smaller period of time, as well as not creating too much fatigue. So things like rest pauses, drop sets, supersets can have their place if used sparingly with certain exercises to cut out some of the unnecessary time in your workouts. 5 to 10 reps is going to be the staple for these. Why is that? Because heavier loads and lower rep ranges actually cause less fatigue. So your recovery is going to be on point. If you're injured and you need to sprinkle in some higher rep work sparingly, then do that. Of course, that's going to be more conducive than harming yourself. But staple, this is going to keep your each set and subsequent the workout shorter, as well as, once again, actually providing you an even better spot for you to be fresher, recover better, and ultimately progress more and progress faster. So 4 to 6 exercises, 1 to 2 sets, 5 to 10 reps each set. Those sets are going to be typically to failure or with just 1 rep in the tank if we're talking about compound exercises. Before we move on to nutrition, please don't skip ahead, please, because I've got the offer of a lifetime. If you, like many of my clients, want to get beach body ready in 2025, if you've been thinking, okay, this is pretty interesting, this guy might know a thing or two, I wonder what it's like to work with him, then this is exactly what I can do for you. I can give you a completely done for you structure. Using these frameworks, I will go away and personalize an entire plan from scratch around you. This includes training, this includes nutrition. If you were to do all of this separately, if you were to hire a personal trainer that was charging £30 per session, if you were to go with him 3 times a week, that's £90 per week, that's £360 per month on personal training. If you were to get a nutritionist to write your plan, there's another £200 per month. So you're looking at already at least 550. If you were to get someone to sort you plans for your sleep and lifestyle and everything, you'd be looking at even more than that. So a complete done for you structure, totally personalized around your needs, taking into account your schedule, your preferences, everything. The training, every part of that around you. Your nutrition, your preferred meals, all catered around you. And this is using my unique systems. Again, that would set you back 550. So the value of that is already worth more than £500. Accountability and ongoing support. This isn't just the you get a plan. I'm actually going to be with you every single step of the process. We will have direct check-ins and touch base every single week at minimum, so that I can actually guide you through every step. Any bottlenecks, so you never stop progressing, never plateau. Accountability and support, so that you have the actual direct guidance on how to implement things and you know how to actually conduct your plan. Along with that, I'm also going to give a bunch of bonuses to anyone who wants to lock in for January. Bonus number 1 is a custom food shop plan. So not only will I set you up with a hybrid nutrition plan, I'm also going to break down exactly what your food shop should look like to make that super sweet, easy, and straightforward. That'll be another £50 on its own. A bonus monthly call with myself so that you can basically peck my head, we can do a full review, and you can sit chatting to me, breaking down your problems, and we can actually brainstorm solutions so that you can figure out exactly what is going to work around your needs every single month so that you progress even faster, worth £100. Bonus number 3, blood work analysis. You will be able to send me your blood work. If you do one with a private company, I can also hook you up, and I'll basically look through that and figure out how to optimize your bloods to make sure that your health is on track, look through your health markers, make sure that your hormones are optimized for optimal energy and performance, worth £150. Also including a welcome call and one-to-one setup. So I will actually set up your meal plans and nutrition plans with you so that I can show you how to integrate your favorite foods to get you shredded, and we bulletproof nutrition from the start, and you learn everything that you need to know. Again, another hour or so with me, worth £150. So the idea of my coaching is no guesswork, guaranteed results, or your money back if you do not achieve what we have set for that time frame. If, like most of my clients, you're shooting for £20 to £40 off in just 16 weeks, we've done that time and time again. So I'm very confident that we can help you. If you add up everything that we are giving to you in this service, this could be charged well over £1,000 a month if you were to go do this separately. But if you want it all under one roof with the Pinnacle program, you can get started for less than £300 a month. If that takes your fancy, feel free to drop me a DM on Instagram at Kev Gomes Coach, as you might have seen on the first slide of this video. Just DM me the word lean and I'll happily break down exactly what I could do to help you get results like this. Real people, real results. As I mentioned, very much tailored around your lifestyle and making it work. Igor is an accountant. Rob owns his own business. Ray is an architect. Ben and Matty, they are actually fitness coaches themselves, the best of the best in this industry. Trust me, I've worked with an IFBB Pro. I'm pretty confident that I can help you. But getting onto the nutrition side of things, you want to know exactly what to do in 2025 if you don't work with me. So if you want to try and wing it yourself, here's exactly what I'll be doing. So hybrid nutrition, first things first. What exactly is hybrid nutrition? A lot of people ask, what is better, meal plans or macro plans? What's going to give me the best results? And the truth is that they both have their pros and they have their cons. Macros, of course, are the main targets that we need on a daily basis, but that leaves still a lot of guesswork. It leaves a lot of people feeling like kids in a candy shop because you still have to do a lot of the figuring out for yourself. So meal plans do give you the structure. You know exactly what you need to eat, when, in what amounts, but on the flip side, they are, of course, very restrictive. So what we set up for our clients are those base targets. If you're eating off plan, then hit those targets. That's going to be the fundamentals there. I also create completely personalized meal plans around what you're eating at the moment. I meet you where you're at to avoid the overwhelm and make sure that that habit change is as seamless as possible. Those meal plans will give you an idea of how to efficiently hit those targets while integrating more advanced ideas like nutrient timing so that you can regulate your blood glucose and have more energy at the right times of day, so you can fuel your workouts, etc., etc., etc. What we're going to do then to stop those meal plans, if you thought that wasn't hybrid enough, already just going for a mix of those, we then actually create multiple options for every single meal. So meal one, 2 options at least. Meal 2, 2 options, and each of those are going to be equated in calories and macros so that you can actually swap between them without any guesswork. You could have this or you could have that. And then we also break that down on a food sources level so that you can rotate veg, you can rotate the carb source for that meal. We've got a very, very simple hybrid swap sheet that you can use. So you have endless meal options. This means that you could have your lean beef with pasta and with cheese, and you could have a bolognese. It means that you could have your lean beef with a wrap and with avocado and have a burrito. All these simple swaps so that you can avoid time having to waste every single calorie, stay super, super accurate, and it's just the most efficient approach there is, to be very honest. So putting this into play, what exactly are we doing? Number one, we need to map it out. You need to have a timeline because that will guarantee, this is exactly what I do with my clients, to guarantee that they hit the goal. You need to figure out how many weeks until the goal needs to be hit by. If you're going on holiday at the end of March, for example, you know that you've got about 12 weeks from the new year to get cracking. So you've got 12 weeks, maybe more like 10 if you wanted to play things safe, have a little bit of leeway there just in case, maybe feed yourself up and reverse a little bit into your holiday to fill out the physique a little bit more, or make sure that your hunger's a little bit recovered so you don't go away and completely blow it. So let's say 10 weeks. What exactly is the goal? If, for example, you want to drop 20 pounds, you now know that you need to drop 20 pounds in 10 weeks. That means that you're going to be dropping an average of 2 pounds per week. This is super, super important because this will allow you to map out exactly how aggressive you need to be dieting. So that 2 pounds a week, you need a deficit of around 1,000 calories. This is because typically a pound of body fat is going to store about 3,500 calories. So you need about 7,000 calories to, so you need to hit about 7,000 calories a week to be able to do that. And therefore you need about 1,000 calorie deficit per day to hit that 7,000 calories per week. Simple, quick maths. So 3 variables that we have to create that deficit is our intake, food. If you are currently eating, say, 3,000 calories and you're gaining weight a little bit, 2,500 would maybe put you in maintenance. You maybe want to drive a bit of that 1,000 calorie deficit from dropping your food intake. So you might eat 2,000 calories, simple, quick maths. If you wanted to create that 1,000 calorie deficit, but you didn't want to eat less than 2,000 calories right off the bat, you might top that up with a little bit of cardio. You might do 250 calories of cardio a day, and then you might top that up with a couple thousand steps to finish off that deficit. Conduct an initial willingness audit. So what are you willing to do? Are you actually willing to do the 30 minutes of cardio a day? Do you need to split that up elsewhere? Would you prefer to do more steps? Figure out exactly what approach is going to get along best with you and your lifestyle, your work schedule, your family. Are you willing to follow that meal plan, or will you be best off with more of a macro approach? Are you willing to shelf a few social events to allow you to get those results quicker? You can always use multiple phases to learn the strategies to maintain that progress. I always recommend dieting as aggressively as you can adhere to, and it's always easier to maintain progress once you have got it. And then every single week, you're going to want to check in. So you're going to want to review how things have gone, compare photos, see what your body weight is saying on average, take weigh-ins as frequently as you can so you can identify those trends and look at those weekly averages. How hungry are you feeling? Are you on track? Did you lose that 2 pounds in that week? If not, then you're going to need to drop calories a little bit further. You can analyze the data like your appetite. Are you in a spot to reduce calories further, or might you need to up your expenditure? How would your logistics and timing look if you needed to increase expenditure and find more time for steps? That is the beauty of checking in. You need that consistent monitoring of progress to show you exactly how you should move ahead. And of course, if you want someone to do all of that for you, take away all the guesswork, then that is where having a coach can come massively, massively in handy. So setting things up to begin, starting calories, I would base this on a lean body mass multiplier, or you can go find a TDEE calculator online. That's total daily energy expenditure. You're going to want to top up that calorie target with an extra few thousand steps. And then you can look at your weekly average weight to basically look at where to go next, because it will be a little bit of trial and error to begin with. So lean body mass times 13, just take a little bit of an estimate of your lean body mass. If you are 100 kilos and you're 20% body fat, then simple, your lean body mass is 80 kilos. Same deal, lean body mass times 1.2 grams of protein per 1.2 grams of protein per pound of lean body mass. So for example, if you're 180 pounds and you're currently doing 6,000 steps per day, 150 as a bit of an estimate for your lean body mass times 13 equals that amount of calories, and 150 times 1.2 equals 180 grams of protein. So if you're pretty lean, usually your protein will end up being around about 1 gram per pound. And then plus another few thousand steps, that's just 30 minutes that you need to squeeze into your day for walking, 9,000 steps. You're aiming to lose, contextually, typically I recommend towards the start, you can shoot for things a little bit more aggressively so that while you're nice and motivated, whilst you've got a little bit more body fat for energy, start aggressive, and then you don't get to 4 weeks out from your holiday and you're like, oh damn, I've still got loads left to lose. That's where the dieting gets really, really difficult. So start aggressive, take advantage, and then cruise through the rest a little bit slower. Weigh yourself every day for the next week. If you've perfectly adhered to the plan, rate of loss is in the expected range, keep going. If not, drop calories by 200 to 300 and crack on. That is a little framework of how you can achieve Beachbody in 2025. This was me at my first photo shoot by following a very, very similar protocol to exactly what I've laid out, completely drug-free. If you need any help with achieving your fitness goals, as I said, please feel free to drop me a message. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know how you found it.